Yeah. That's as far as we go.
Was it the mute button? Please say it was the mute button.
Some button with a line across the speaker.
Well, that's really close to the mute button.
Thank you,
Appreciate
Jack.
it. Thank you very much. You can go back to studying for your license. Thank you. All right. So just to kind of recap what we've done so far, while we had some technical difficulties, we had established a quorum. We excused Ms. McDaniel, and we did the prayer, not only Ms. McDaniel, but for the company, and we did the pledge. And now at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Gage for item C, statement of office to elected directors and administering the oath. Mr. Gage.
Okay, good morning, board. So this morning, this year, when Green Valley did their elections, we had two directors up for election like we normally do. The two directors ran unopposed and therefore are reelected to their term. So they begin a new 3-year term today. So in order to get that started, we're going to do 2 items. First, we'll have the directors individually read their statement of office, and then I will administer the oath to both directors at the same time. And then we will continue forth. So the two directors that were reelected this year were Mr. Britt King and Mr. John Frias. So I'll begin with Mr. King, and I'll ask Mr. King to stand and read his statement of office.
I, Britt King, do solemnly swear that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office or employment for the giving or withholding of a vote at the election at which I was elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Frias.
I, John Frias, do solemnly swear or affirm that I have not directly or indirectly paid, offered, promised to pay, contributed, or promised to contribute any money or thing of value, or promised any public office of employment for the giving of withholding of a vote at the election at which I am elected, or as a reward to secure my appointment or confirmation, whichever the case may be, so help me God.
Okay, thank you, sir. Mr. King, will you please stand as well? And I'll ask you both gentlemen to please raise your right hand as I administer the oath. I state your name.
I, John
Britt King,
Frias,
Do solemnly swear
do
do solemnly swear
that I will faithfully execute
that
I will faithfully execute
the duties of the office
the
duties of the office
of Green Valley Special Utility District Director
of Green Valley Special Utility District Director
of the state of Texas,
of the state of Texas.
and I will do my best
And I will do my best
to preserve,
to preserve,
protect, and defend
protect, and defend
the Constitution and laws of the United States
the
the Constitution and laws of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Okay, moving to item D on the agenda, the election of officers. So in accordance with section 2.05 of the bylaws of Green Valley, the officers of the district shall be the president, the vice president, and the secretary treasurer. The officers shall be nominated from the board of directors. The election of officers shall be held at the first regular meeting of the board of directors following the canvassing of the votes after an election of board members. So we're about to begin the nomination process for officers. I just want to make a couple of notes from Robert's Rules of Order just to make sure we proceed correctly. This is from Section 66A of Robert's Rules of Order. We're doing what's called open nominations from the floor. The chair does not require to recognize someone making a nomination, and nominations are not required to be seconded, but it is not out of order if a director would like to second the nomination. After we do the nominations and nominations have expired, like we have no more nominations, and then we'll call for a vote. When we call for a vote, we'll do it in the roll call manner, and I ask each director to state the name of the person of which they are voting for. So don't I and a yay and nay, you just say the person who you're voting for. And then that's how we'll conduct the elections. After we elect the president, I'll hand it over to the presiding officer, and he'll continue through the other officers of the board. So at this time, do I have any nominations for the floor for the office of president for Green Valley Special Utility District?
I would like to nominate John Frias for president.
John Frias is nominated and seconded. Do I have any other nominations? Okay, we'll conduct a roll call vote. Mr. King?
Aye.
or state the name.
John Frias.
John
Mr. Sherman?
Frias.
Mr.
Frias.
Mr. Hendricks?
John Frias.
Mr. Cumby?
John Frias.
Mr. Robertson?
John Frias.
Ms. Frias? Okay, John Frias has duly been elected as the president of the president of the Board of Directors for Green Valley Special Utility District, and I will now hand the meeting back over to Mr. Frias to finish officiating the meeting.
Thank you all for the vote of confidence. Moving on to item D2, the election of the vice president. Do I have any nominations for the position of vice president?
I nominate Jerry Crumby for vice president.
Okay, I have Mr. Cumby as a nomination.
I'll
Do I-
nominate Sherry McDaniel.
I have Sherry McDaniel also nominated. We'll start with Mr. Bob Robertson.
And Mr. Frias, hold on.
Sorry, do I
So
have a
we're-
second?
We don't have to second according to
Right.
Robert Rules. So we're, just for clarification, we're going to state
Announcing
the
the
name
name.
of the candidate that we are voting for.
Correct.
Okay.
No ayes or noes, yeah. So, Mr. Robertson,
Jerry Cumby.
Mr. Cumby,
Jerry Cumby.
Mr. Hendricks,
Jerry Cumby.
Mr. King,
Jerry Cumby.
Mr. Sherman,
Sherry McDaniel.
and myself, Sherry McDaniel. So, Mr. Cumby, congratulations for the vice president. Now, do I have any motions for secretary treasurer?
I nominate Robert Robertson for secretary treasurer of GVSUD.
Second.
We have Mr. Robertson. Any other nominations? All right, Mr. Robertson,
Mr. Robertson.
Mr. Cumby,
Bob Robertson.
Mr. Hendricks,
Bob Robertson.
Mr. King,
Robertson.
Mr. Sherman.
Robertson.
All right, Mr. Robertson, secretary treasurer.
Thank you, gentlemen.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to item,
We're stay put.
yeah, you already wanted to get away from me? I
Oh,
don't mind.
I'm hoping he has the power because mine doesn't.
That's okay. All right, moving
think
on
this is
to item
powered.
E, public comment. Do we have any public comments? No? Everybody's in the crowd's good? Awesome. Don't jump up all at once. All right, moving on to consent agenda. All items listed below are to be considered routine, non-controversial by the board and will be approved by one motion. There will be no discussion of these items unless a board member so requests, in which case the item will be removed from the consent agenda and will be considered an action taken as necessary as part of the order of business. Items F1 through 5, does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? No? Everything looks good.
I'll make a motion to approve consent agenda items F1 through F5.
Second.
We have a motion, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Moving on to item G. Here are updates on the following items from GVSUD General Manager, staff, and committee chairs. G1, employee recognition. Mr. Gage.
Okay, I'm going to ask Mr. Duff to join me. And I'm going to quickly, a little bit different this time, but I'm going to read you a quick letter that we received from someone that we sold some property to. It says, "Dear Mr. Gage, I would like to share my appreciation with you regarding two of your employees, David Duff and his direct report, David Rada. I've been in direct contact with Mr. Duff since I've successfully completed a GovDeals auction for surplus material from your organization. Having been employed in industrial production for over 37 years, I have significant experience identifying employees who go above and beyond. I want you to know both men clearly exhibited those traits, but especially Mr. Duff. I was left speechless when I arrived at your Marion site to find David had indeed prepared my materials for safe and expeditious removal. He went far above and beyond what I expected. The loadout was completed well within the time I had anticipated. Mr. Gage, it's also worth noting, as a gesture of appreciation, I offered both men money to take their loved ones out for supper. They both graciously declined my offer, stating their organizational policy prevented them from accepting any monetary gifts. I suggested them having a safety meeting to celebrate the occasion, but they also declined. I was in no way offended or upset, but sincerely thankful for their integrity. If you have a recognition program within your organization, I wholeheartedly support Mr. Duff and Mr. David Rada for being recognized for each of their outstanding efforts. Sincerely, Bill Austin from Newburgh, Oregon." I thought that was tremendous, right? So David Rada is not here today. He's actually off today, so I am going to recognize Mr. Duff for his outstanding service to Green Valley. It's pretty easy. All right, we got a picture.
I can have that one.
IT, she's camera.
Good job, David. All right, moving on to item G2, business and operations, 2I JM updates.
Okay, so in my memo this month, a little bit different than the normal, I added some things on there. Current staffing level is at 60. We intend on staying that way through the holidays. We do have one meter technician that we're going to hire after the holidays. Figured it'd be a good time to onboard someone. That'll bring us to 61, where I expect us to stay for the remainder of 2026. The other point I wanted to highlight is this Friday, tomorrow, we're going to do our annual employee appreciation luncheon and team building event. We'll be closed from 11 to 5 tomorrow, so we'll take care of that. I just want to make that announcement. We did put out a notice of possible quorum, so board members are certainly welcome to come. Don't have to worry about a quorum. No business will be taking place during that luncheon for the employees. It's tomorrow, yes, sir. And then the developer workshop is something that we did that I just wanted to highlight. We did it on the 6th of November, and we brought in those non-standard service agreement people that we have. So they're customers, they're not developers, they are developers, but they're customers. They have signed agreements with us. And we sat down and kind of went through our processes and future planning. It was a very good meeting, shared a lot of information. We're working on streamlining our process as best we can, but we're also want everyone to be informed of what our challenges are. So I think it went very well. We did that. We'll seek to do those at some regular intervals throughout the years to come. So anyway, that's it for my memo. Pin any questions or anyone on the board.
So I won't be able to attend tomorrow's luncheon, but I would suggest if any other directors can show up, shake their hands.
Okay, sure.
I should be able to.
Okay.
I might not be wearing the appropriate.
Okay, sure. It's really simple. We're going to start at 11, right? I have a presentation. We are gonna do some recognition in terms of our supplemental paychecks we do each year. We'll hand those out tomorrow. And then the staff we've got this really terrific team cornhole competition. Every manager has a team from across the headquarters here, and we'll see how it goes. That's all I got to say.
Gage, do you have the liniment tip from the past situation where you don't injure your arm?
I'll throw left-handed, Bob.
All right, thank you. Going on to operations update, Brian.
Good morning, gentlemen. So for this month, once again, we continue to see growth. We added an additional 87 meters for water. That brings us up to 19,593. We've obviously surpassed calendar year 24 with still 2 months to go, and we are on glide path to hit that 1,250 to 1,300 meter sets for the entire year. So we'll kind of see how November and December play out. For water production, we purchased or produced just over 697 acre feet of water in October. That brings us to about a 62% total of what we're allocated for the year. And we should be somewhere around 70 to 75% once we're done for calendar year 25. Attachment 1 has been updated with all of the numbers for that as well, so you have that in your packets. For billing, we billed 602 acre feet, bringing in just over $2.65 million in revenue, and we had 17 acre feet of water attributed to unbilled usage, flushing, inactive, authorized use, which is just around $379,000 for that one. Moving on to wastewater. So for wastewater, we're once again slow increases, which is kind of the trend over there. So 27 for the month of October. We surpassed calendar year 24 last month, so this is all expected growth. We do expect to be somewhere between 475 and 510 wastewater meters for the whole year once we're said and done for that one. Billing, nothing significant to report there for wastewater. And then plant utilization, we're at 52.52% for the month of October. That number is going to obviously drop down. The new plant is online. It is running. So we're now at 0.75 instead of 0.25. So obviously our percentage will go down when the November report comes up. We do meet Claire's water standard when it comes to what we're doing. So we're well above what TCEQ and everybody else says, which is fantastic. And I would like to give accolades to the wastewater team for the amount of work they put in. They projected it would take about 2 months to get the plant, or two weeks to get the plant to where they wanted it. They did it in about 4 days. So they put in a lot of hours and a lot of work, and they should be commended for the effort they put in. Pending any questions, that's all I have.
The only question I had was, so I know you have the calculated estimates on the leaks. Could you, just going forward, can you just have a roundup total as far as like, okay, so October, November added up to this, just to kind of get an idea fiscally year wise of where we're going to be trending?
Yes, sir.
I know last time we got audited, we kind of were exceeding the amount that we felt comfortable. So I just kind of want to make sure I'm at least seeing that somewhere.
Yes, we can definitely do that.
Yeah. So, thank you.
No worries, sir.
Anybody else have any questions, concerns? No? All right. Moving on to item G3, CRWA Board Trustee, post-meeting updates, Mr. Sherman.
Yes, sir. At the CRWA meeting, there were a couple items, excuse me, to highlight. We had our consent agenda items, our minutes, and our financials were both pulled. Ms. Stubing is very particular on the minutes. There were some items that we needed to address there. And then Ms. McDaniel pulled the financials. She continues to do good work on digging into the numbers over there. There's some items that we've discussed with staff. We're going to try to investigate and get to the bottom of. Hopefully it could produce some savings for GVSUD. So we're going to continue that. But both those items were not passed and they were pulled. We do have, apparently there is an assistant general manager. An offer has been made for CRWA, but is not apparently been public announced. So we should have a new assistant GM soon. And then the controller position, which is a very critical hire that we desperately need over there. Interviews, I think he said, was it 11 applicants? Do you know, Phil?
So it was around 11 to 15, somewhere in there.
Something like that. We had good interest in the position, and they're going to begin interviews next week. I assume, I don't know, but I assume the general manager is trying to get the AGM on board so that they can, as a team, interview, and select the right candidate. So that's good news moving forward. We did pass an updated email policy, which I thought we spent far too much time on. Months and months we've discussed this email policy. So that did finally pass. And then there was an item that was tabled to take action on reallocating the capacity and cost of the Wells Ranch project, but CRWA had not met with the Wells Ranch members. So we tabled that item. I believe the meeting has happened since then. And then at next month's meeting, we will probably have an action to take, but I needed to mention that. I haven't seen personally what the reallocation of volume or cost will do. We probably won't be able to take action at next meeting because the members, the staff need time to evaluate it, but we were kind of putting the cart before the horse there just a little bit. And that is all the items that I had noted as important to discuss here.
And if you wouldn't mind if I add, Mr. Chairman, so on that discussion about future water supply, Wells Ranch 3 Bloomberg project, that's what they're calling these two things. The Wells Ranch 3 is a total of, they have 14,500 acre feet of leases in Gonzales County, right? That's supposed to be Wells Ranch 3. They have about 2,600 acre feet of leases, I'm rounding the figure there, in Guadalupe County. So what the group is talking about doing is moving forward a project in Guadalupe County, and then seeing if we want more participants to take part in the Gonzales County. Now, we all know there's challenges with groundwater districts, right? So we're working through that right now. So I don't see resolution on what we're going to do for future leases probably until after the first of the year. And so that's just probably in second quarter, we may have something. Staff's working, but we don't have anything to make a decision on yet. So.
But it was important that we did not vote on that and pass it until staff understands the effect on the organization here.
Yeah.
So that was the correct thing to do, to table that item.
All right, thanks for that. G4, CRWA Board of Managers post-meeting updates. Mr.
So
Davis.
I put my memo in there. The Board of Managers is going the right direction, right? I mean, slowly but surely it is. We got into some more technical discussions this time, particularly about TTHM, and I say the word screwed up all the time, but it's trihalomethanes. Is that right? Did I say it right? Okay. It's a big word. But that's a level of, biologics that can get into the system and cause some problems, right? So we're starting to talk more technical details about that. We started talking some more technical details about the treatment plants themselves. This particular meeting, we were concerned with intake points, both at Lake Dunlap, where we actually take the water from the river, and also the intake point over at the Hayes Caldwell treatment plant, right? So the Board of Managers go in the right direction, right? We also recommended that staff ask the trustees to do a proposal for a master plan that will be inclusive of all the entities' master plans to get water from them. The Board of Managers thinks that's very important because, we don't have a future CIP program, if you will, at CRWA. We need one, and that plan needs to take into account the growth that all of the systems who buy water from them and our member entities are experiencing. And we're all experiencing growth. Springs Hills is a good example. East Central, Green Valley, we're all growing. And so we need County Regional to grow with us. And so a master plan is really important. We recommended that to the trustees from this meeting. And December is the standard Board of Managers meeting. And then after the first of the year, we will go out to Hayes Caldwell and resume our plant tours. But we're getting better on the Board of Managers. Been any questions?
Good. All right, moving on to ARWA, Board of Directors meeting updates, Mr. Sherman.
So our monthly meeting is held yesterday, so my notes are not in your packet, but there were 3 items to discuss. 2 of them related to the expansion of the water treatment plant. We have a construction manager at risk on board, which is just a different procurement method. It allows a contractor to work with the engineer during the design phase to hopefully make some cost savings, adjustments that maybe the engineer doesn't think about, but the constructor does, lets them work together. It also expedites the process because they're looking at pricing things as it's being designed. So hopefully that process will lead to some cost savings and schedule improvements. The next deliverables from the contractor are the schedule of how long they think it'll take to construct the facility is due tomorrow, and a cost model is due on the 26th. So ARWA believes at our December meeting, which we will have, we should at least have something to present to the directors to visually see what a cost and a schedule might be. Obviously, we'll share that with staff so we can start wrapping our heads around specifically the cost is the most important to us. So those are 2 deadlines for the next steps there. We also need to do work as part of the overall program expansion. We need to expand the Maxwell booster pump station. Mr. Frias and I, about 3 years ago, went and did a tour of that booster pump station and tank while it was under construction. It's either a 5 or a 6 million gallon ground storage tank.
It's a 5 million.
It's a 5. Thank you, Travis. It's very large. We need to put a second ground storage tank at that location. So what we've asked the construction manager at risk to do is modify their scope to include potentially giving us a price to do that work in Maxwell. One of the items that they discussed could be beneficial to do this is there are 3 large tanks on the plant site and an additional tank at Maxwell. We might get better pricing if there's 4 tanks to the tank builder, that sort of thing. System uniformity, single source of responsibility for warranties. There's no Mr. Others, interconnection of the projects, questions about, warranty and who's responsible for making it all operate. So the Haskell Group is going to do that for no cost. So it takes that's a no-brainer to let them at least take a crack at it. If we don't like their number, we can say no thank you and then go out for bid later. So that is something that did pass. We had a pretty good executive session, and we came out of executive session and approved a resolution that included an engagement letter with the Chapman Law Firm for litigation support. So the board's been previously briefed on the history of where we're at so far on the ARWA, the existing Phase 1B plant, and, you know, how all that went. And so we've taken action to engage the Chapman Law Firm for litigation support. So I have nothing further. Did I miss anything that you're aware of, Phil?
All right, thank y'all. Going to G6, Travis.
Good morning. Uh, Currently, we have 151 projects going on right now, 80 of which are in design, 55 are in construction, and 16 are in closeout. There's probably a little bit less than that. I know that we've closed out a couple development units in the past week or so, but we're staying steady. We're consistently hitting that 150 mark. It seems like every time we drop off 4 or 5 projects, 4 or 5 get added on. So staying steady there. On the capital improvement side, I know we met just a couple weeks ago, and so there's really not too much updates there. The big highlights I'd like to note, the plant 3, 8, and 9 generator project. We're looking to bid that this next month. We had some minor comments on the 100% design to eliminate some old infrastructure we were going through, specifically at Plant 8. There was some old electrical boxes that we decided at the last minute we could probably route around. But we're hoping to bid that out soon, hoping to bring that to the construction committee in January. The co-op meter line that feeds the 16-inch pipeline that feeds Plant 3, they did connect to CRWA's line this week. And so that one should be closing out pretty quickly. And the last thing really on the capital improvement side, I did provide an update on the Santa Clara with the past 30 days and the next 30 days. But the big note to take from there is that we went fully operational on the 7th. And so I know Brian alluded to the water quality, and I did hear murmurs. You could probably drink it right now. It's that clean. I'll leave that up to you guys if you want to take that
Do
challenge.
we have
or
any
not.
offers to drink?
Yeah. But it is really good, and Claire and the staff did a really good job, seeding the plan and getting it up and running, along with the contractor and the design team. So it was a pretty good process to get it started up, and we had the substantial completion walkthrough on Monday, and we should be getting a punch list from that to finish out the project. But other than that, I don't have any further updates. If there's any questions, I'm here to
Have you
answer.
tested the flow above and below and see what the difference is yet?
Not yet. Yeah.
I know Nick was mentioning something like that to just kind of see the impact that we have on the cleanliness of the water.
Yeah.
So
Not yet.
interesting to know kind of how we're taking care of that problem. So
Sure.
So is this going to make a change in our reflection of capacity and what percentage of our wastewater capacity?
Yes, sir.
We'll probably see that next month. Okay.
Yeah, we're technically now we're 0.75 MGD at the plant. So
oh, right on the mark.
yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it really was. The timeline was extremely accelerated for construction. 300 days to get that done is quite a challenge, and we had a good team working together between all parties, and I was excited to see it come to fruition.
So when we're doing the Plant 9 generator upgrade,
Yes.
we have the Plant 9 elevated storage tank.
I
going
could-
in. They're all matching, right? Everything's gonna be
Yeah,
concurrent.
so the naming convention on here, I'll probably change it. We decided to pull out the Plant 9 generator from this project
Uh-huh.
and put it in with the Plant 9 elevated tank
Okay.
and ground storage tank, because you run into a lot of challenges when you have two contractors working in the same area. That's not the greatest situation. So, if there's conflicts that arise, people tend to point fingers at each other. And so pulling that out and putting that with the elevated storage tank, I had made that decision after we brought the design of it all the way up to 100%. We're just going to package it in with the other one, just to. It's not lingering. The elevated tank's not lingering too far behind this design, and so I think it's just better for us pricing wise and situationally to have one contractor working on all of it and bidding
Right.
it all. So
I know we talked about, what was it last meeting, about the amount of design time. Right?
Mhm.
Is there any other projects that we need to be pushing towards design right now, just due to how long it takes, that are not on here?
not necessarily. We did add the ground storage tank to 9. We're waiting on that proposal. But as of now, I think we've really got everything in place that we need to kind of add capacity and
So for CIP and everything that
yeah.
we're taking into consideration,
yeah,
that's all we need to deal with right now, just to stay on plan with everything, right?
correct.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
I would say too, we're going to ask Gary to do a water supply study for us as well. That's going to talk about where we land new sources of supply, into the system. And then I already have on the long-term schedule next year, I believe I put it in March or April, for us to look at master plans. And so what we're going to have to do is, given the changes in the environment in terms of where new water sources are going to come from, to make sure that we're putting storage, particularly storage, in the right place. And then, and we have several CIP plants, and we're just going to have to reprioritize what goes first. But in design right now, we're going to have enough done that we can pick from. So we're going to have enough projects. Which one you want to go first, and then how we want to finance those projects. So I foresee us being able to do that maybe about March, April. I think it's when I put it on the long-term calendar. But,
Workshops, we'll battle plan it and
Yep.
then
Yeah.
out with the amendment.
Yeah, but as of now, we're going to march forward with design on all of that. to make
What
sure
is
we're-
the, and I always forget the facility number and convention, but what is the James Hendricks too small water tower on elevated storage tank on Cibolo Valley Drive? Is
Plant
that
nine.
that's Plant 9.
That's
Plant
fine.
9, okay.
Yeah, Cibolo Valley Drive, yeah.
Yeah. So that one will
James is
be.
getting a lot of facilities named after him. The James Hendricks ARWA admin building, the elevated Plant 9
Yeah,
tank.
that tank will be substantially larger, so you will be happy.
There's 1 million gallons, right?
If you want us to, we could point the logo right at your
Right.
door. Yeah,
He wants to sign it before it goes up.
there you go. We'll get a very big Sharpie so you could see it.
All right.
Well, not to get too far off topic, right, but just to inform the board on Plant 9 too, on the backside of that property, we own a pretty large chunk of land right there on Cibolo Valley Drive. There's a fence on the backside of it, right, that was put in by a homeowners association that's dilapidated, right? So City of Cibolo gave us a notice for a code violation, that fence has fallen down. So we're working with the homeowners association, and they're stating they're going to repair the fence. We're waiting for them to do that. If not, we'll come in there and take the fence down. It's not Green Valley's fence, it's on Green Valley's property, but it was put in by an HOA. So that's just so you're aware, if you hear anything about, Green Valley's got a messed up fence, yes. On Cibolo Valley Road, Plant 9, yes, there's a messed up fence on our property, but it doesn't belong to us. We're working with the homeowner association. So.
If they're gonna fix it, shouldn't they move it onto their property instead of?
Well,
on ours?
it's
'Cause Texas has squatters'
basically-
rights, so they could.
It's like less than 15 feet off the curb, right? So I think we allow them to fix it if they're willing to. If they're not willing to, then we'll take it down and replace it with an appropriate TCEQ.
I would
fence.
say make sure that we are meeting the TCEQ standard for intruder resistance. We got to be careful we don't allow somebody else's facility that's for aesthetic purposes to make us out of compliance.
To just add on to that, so at Plant 9, the way it currently sits, we do meet TCEQ standards because there is a chain link fence with 3-strand wire, and then there's the big open area, and then the fence that Mr. Gage is talking about. In the past, we were going to put up the chain link fence with 3 strands wire, but the homeowners association didn't want that because that's not what they wanted to look at from their houses. So that's when they agreed to pay to put up that concrete style fence, and that has since dilapidated. So we are in communication, like Mr. Gage said, with the homeowners association, just waiting on them to be told what to do with their board. They have a quote, and they're good.
And you said Cibolo's aware, so Cibolo's gonna,
Yeah, Cibolo's code enforcement officer, we're working with him. He's
Okay.
aware. Yeah, so yeah.
awesome, thank you.
All right. Any other questions? We're good? All right, moving on. What is that? G7, yeah, committee reports. Does anybody have any questions, comments, or concerns? If not, I have a question real quick. So on the construction committee memo, there was one, and we'll get to that NSSA, but one of them was a denial advisement.
So we had some additional questions. I think it was the first time since we've been going through these NSSAs that there were information that we wanted staff to go get and bring back to us. And staff agreed that maybe we're not quite ready to approve this one. So we're gonna gather that information and bring it back. Or I guess staff is gonna gather that information from the
Yeah,
applicant.
we've got the information. I can share it with you later. On the NSSAs, we had gone over 3 or 4 of them just to note. We don't have any for approval. We had some revisions that were needing to be made on some of the contracts. And then we just also didn't get the thumbs up on a couple of them to take them to board, like they were agreeable to take it to board yet. So we reviewed 3, but we're not bringing any of those
Yeah,
3 in
because on the
front of you.
agenda, there
today.
was nothing but on the committee.
Yeah,
So I just want to make sure.
we were just being proactive to get it in front of the committee in case it did get approved by the time the board packets were
Just
ready.
mention it when they go back on the agenda, just where we left off.
Yeah,
so
we'll
We don't throw the memo in there.
we'll do a follow-up next month to, just as a reminder,
Yeah.
hey, these 2 or 3 that we approved last month are going to
Okay.
the board this month. So,
And then I would like to make a note. I attended Ms. McDaniel's Finance Committee meeting at CRWA, and she's doing some good work on digging into how the books are operated over there. Some questions that staff over there needs to bring back to, some explanation. So I'm not ready to, I'm not going to explain it all. I'll let her do it. But I want to point out that she's doing very good work over there at CRWA in the finance area, and I think we need to support her and keep her working for us over there because she's doing good stuff.
I'll second that thought, very much
Yeah.
so. And yourself.
All right, anybody else? We good? Conservation Committee? Member going over their stuff?
We'll get the next draft in December. And then staff recommended, and there was general agreement, because we're adjusting the way we're approaching part of our plan, to go ahead and take it to the regulators and get them to pass their eyes over it before it was brought to the board so that we could do it one time.
Polish it up before approval. Okay. All right, so we're thinking February, March.
I would
Yeah,
say
well, Depending on how long
February is
they take.
probably.
I think it depends on how long it takes to get back to us, but Brian has got the draft back on my desk now. And so it'll be coming out to the committee, by the end of next week for sure, by Wednesday of next week for sure. And then our committee meets on the 5th of December, I believe. And then so we're all going to be lined up. So the committee will have the second draft based off the last committee meeting next week.
Okay.
And so if I can get it to you sooner, I will. It's on my desk
All right.
as of yesterday.
As long as it's finalized.
I think first quarter, we should be able to.
Yep. I agree.
And then yearly, just recap, review,
Correct.
update accordingly, and just. All right. Anybody else? Questions, concerns? No? Moving on. Item H, discuss and approve, discuss and approve the Board of Directors meeting dates for December 2025 through December 26. Believe we have that in the packet.
This one's relatively simple, gentlemen. Basically, our standard board meeting dates are on the fourth Thursday of every month, 9 a.m. That stays the same. This memo just lists out the dates and projects them forward from December to December. The only thing to note is the only dates that are not on the fourth Thursday are November 19th and December 17th of 26, and that's due to federal holidays, just like every year. So other than that, staff recommends approval.
All right. Does anybody have any issues? Okay, do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Have a second?
Second.
Comments? Good? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. All right. On item J, we're gonna take into executive session before we do anything else on that. So item K, we have nothing. Item L, Shan, nothing, no updates from you. We're good on that. All right, so we're gonna go into executive session. Time is 9:43. Under Texas Government Code, section 551.071 551.074, we're gonna take items I, J, M, and N, and then we'll be back. We'll do a 10-minute recess and then we'll start it. All right. Yep. Oh, you're good. All right, we're coming back into open session. Time is 10:25. We have some items that need to be motioned on. Mr. Sherman?
Item I here.
Yep.
I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2025-11-A, a resolution of the Board of Directors of Green Valley Special Utility District authorizing condemnation to acquire certain property and authorizing the directors, officers, and other representatives to take all action necessary, convenient, appropriate in connection to the property interest described as follows: being an aggregate of 0.067 acre, 20-foot permanent utility easement, and 0.037 acre, 10-foot temporary workspace easement over and across property ID 13968, situated in the Greenberry Pat Survey number 46, abstract number 260, Guadalupe County, Texas, being out of Lot 2, Altwine Road Ranches, recorded in Volume 5, page 91A, Plat Records, Guadalupe County, Texas.
Second.
We have a motion by Mr. Sherman, second by Mr. King. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Moving on to item
J.
J.
In reference to item J, I make a motion that we approve resolution number 2025-11-B, a resolution of the Board of Directors of Green Valley Special Utility District authorizing condemnation to acquire certain property and authorizing the directors, officers, and other representatives to take all actions necessary, convenient, or appropriate in connection with the property interest described as follows: being an aggregate of 0.373 acres, 20-foot permanent utility easement, and 0.187 acre, 10-foot temporary workspace easement over and across a 33.83 acre tract situated in the J.S. Johnson Survey, number 47, abstract number 190, Guadalupe County, Texas, recorded in document number 201999001898, official public records, Guadalupe County, Texas.
Second.
I have a motion by Mr. Sherman, second by Mr. King. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Okay. Thank you very much for that. Moving on to item P, consideration of proposed items to be included next month's board meeting agenda. We have none. If you have any, get with Mr. Gage. Also, Mr. Gage is going to reach out to everybody, go over what you guys are willing to do on committees. If you're wanting to be a chair or not chair, me and Mr. Gage will put a list together and we'll publish it in December. So if you can get to that. And then do I have a motion for adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, time's 10:28. Thank you.